has officially ended, and it legitimately might be the worst ending in fiction. We're going to be going through the episode, beginning to end, and let you know my overall thoughts on AOT's finale, and how this ending was really that bad. Why it's
Okay,
worse than the
okay.
ending of Game of Thrones. I didn't want AOT to be my return video, but if you know this channel, it's just fitting that it is. Just to preface this, I have read the manga. I read the final chapter when it first came out almost 20 years ago. Now, I want to make this clear. This is just a overview, I guess, of this episode. This isn't an analysis, an in-depth, balls deep breakdown of the finale. I have made those videos already, from narrative analysis to thematic analysis of why Attack on Titan's ending is straight garbage and objectively bad writing. This
Okay, if this is rage bait, if this is rage bait, he's doing a good job so far, bro. Like he's doing a good job. If this is rage bait, but I'm a person who's very open with other people's opinions. When I hearing when I hear their views on something, especially when it comes to anime, because we are people. Everybody has different taste, different opinions. So I just want to hear his analysis on why AOT's ending is that bad. You know, let's get right to it.
will be making updated and higher quality narrative and thematic videos. But of course, you can go ahead and watch those videos already. Just don't make fun of my voice. They were made 2 years ago. I was shy talking in front of the camera. I sound like Ben Shapiro's ugly ass. But I'll be giving my thoughts on the final episode. And most importantly, I'll explain how Mappa made the ending of Attack on Titan even worse than it was in the manga. An impossible feat to accomplish, especially since the manga ending is as low to the bottom of the garbage can as you can get. But Mappa somehow made it even worse, and also, on a very big note, so far from what I've seen on Twitter and TikTok, is that the only people who liked the ending liked it because of Eren and Mikasa. Just posts about Eren and Mikasa hugging and kissing, nothing story related or theme related. I tried finding stuff on Twitter to see what anime onlys who liked the ending had to say about it, but I couldn't find any thoughtful or meaningful post about how good the ending is.
Okay, anyone who posted that, like specifically posted all of this in terms of talk about the ending, yeah, they was not watching like the ending. It was just like there for the Eren Mikasa Armin moments, which I can safely say that Isayama delivered when it came to those three and shit. I would say he delivered, but ignoring everything that has happened and just focusing on Eren and Mikasa, come on, bro. Like I'm not gonna cap. Like I'm not gonna cap. You see, after the ending, when Mappa released a new ending song after the release of the final episode of like the final episode. When I watched it, I went into tears. Like literally, I went into tears. Like to this day, I just feel sad when I'm watching that last ending, especially in the center bottom picture where you see them holding hands. I just cried because I've been on this journey, on this AOT journey for a long time, and the way that I fell in love with the characters, the way I fell in love with the story, I just cannot explain it. You see, but I will not I will not be here ig- and say I ignored everything that has happened in the story. I ignored the other characters. I ignored the other themes and just focus on Eren and Mikasa. Nah, I'll be lying. Like I'll be lying if I said I was just focusing on that. That this is the only focus on the ending of AOT. Like this is the ending that everybody needs to focus on and shit. I'll be lying. Like they will make me a liar that I did not watch AOT and shit. I'm not saying that people shouldn't post this or shouldn't have posted this. You know, it's just like different opinions, different taste and different part to focus on and shit. But I'm just saying that do not use this to look at what people were saying about the AOT ending and shit. You know, yeah, I'm just yapping, bro. At this point, my fault.
They're looking cute and beautiful together. Trust me, I tried finding them. I tried searching up keywords like Attack on Titan, Eren, Attack on Titan finale episode, but it was all just Eren and Mikasa at the cabin. Not saying those posts don't exist. I'm just making a point that I'm overall unaware of what anime onlys thought of the ending, whether they lean towards it's good or bad. I really don't know, so let me know in the comments. So I want to say this, anime onlys, do not be fooled by what Mappa did in this final episode. What Mappa did in this finale is tricky, sneaky, but it is a little smart. They basically did reverse psychology to try to make it seem like this ending was good or made sense. I'm going to explain what I mean and what Mappa did,
Okay,
because this
shoot,
is
my
really
nigga.
important to the overall discourse on the ending and proves that the ending is objectively bad. But we'll save that for when we get to that moment. But for now, let's start off with the beginning. We start off with the Battle of Heaven and Earth, and this scene was animated really well. I don't know why, but I thought the animation was going to be lacking because we know all the problems that Mappa's having. But the animation was really great. I'd say the animation for the most part throughout the episode was great. I'd say like 80% was good and 20% was a little goofy. There's a point in this episode where the animation takes a sharp left turn, and it comes at a pivotal moment, and it was really jarring. But again, we'll get there. Anyways, watching this scene, I was like, wow, Mappa went crazy. Or more like the animators went crazy. No, seriously, they probably are going crazy from overworking,
Nah,
sleep
facts, though.
deprivation, and hunger. These poor people, they
They went
have it
crazy.
really, really
They
bad.
went crazy.
But actually,
bro.
my favorite moment in the entire episode came in this scene when Armin was choking on the tentacle.
Oh,
Look,
hell nah.
when it
Nah. Like, I swear to God, the last episode, like the last episode, the stakes were high as fuck. But this scene right here, bro, I was like, hell nah, cause mind you, someone took time to animate this, bro. I was like couldn't like they use the tongue to wrap around his like mouth or something, but this it, this is sus as fuck. It's like he's okay. I'm not gonna say it, but bro,
the ending, Isayama was not cooking. But for this, he cooked. I don't know why the Japanese like all that tentacle stuff, but damn it, so do I. This shot was fire.
what?
And within the first 2 minutes, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Is Mappa about to salvage the ending? Not to say that they were going to make it good. Well, in fact, they did the exact opposite. But that they were at least going to make it very entertaining. And to be fair, this entire first section was entertaining. There was a lot of fun parts in it. We get a Levi ODM scene, really cool. We have a moment where Annie slingshots Mikasa, really, really cool. That was awesome.
Nah,
The
that was
scouts are getting
tough.
clapped,
That was
but
tough.
magically, they don't die. Falco swoops in, literally, and Levi has a moment to himself where he professes his love for Commander Erwin. And I love how Mappa made Erwin look
Bruh.
better. I love it for two reasons. One, because that's Erwin's actual face while looking down at the scouts, the Alliance from heaven, and just seeing how they royally screwed up and are going to get parodied.
Heaven? Who was looking from heaven? Irvin went to heaven? Yeah, like I'm not gonna cap. Like the only thing that I got from this scene is that Irvin is looking down at the bodies of the scouts that he sacrificed to push his cause. I'm not saying it's a bad cause, but even he regretted it. He did regret like using people for his cause and shit. But it's for a good cause. So I don't understand what you say like from heaven. Like, are we being serious right now, bro?
And two, because this was my actual face while watching this episode and thinking, knowing what could have been.
Yeah, what could have been? Yeah, it
But
really
it's also
got
the
me, bro.
faces of Mappa's animators every 2 months when they're told they can't see their families for another 2 years because they gotta work on Chainsaw Man
Bruh.
season 2. So it's kind of like a three-way metaverse that Mappa made with this one shot. Very innovative by Mappa. They're incredible, just always pushing the boundaries and changing the industry.
Nah, facts, though.
We have a scene where Armin is yelling in paths and whatever. I didn't really care for this scene. But is it just me or did Armin's VA sound different? Not saying it was bad at all, but it sounded different to me to the point where I was literally asking, hold on, is that a different voice actress? We then have what's objectively the best scene in the entire finale. The rumbling by now has made its way to every corner of the planet. No one is safe. And we get one of the most iconic panels in the manga animated. People are being cornered, pushed off a cliff, as the Titans get nearer and nearer. We see the baby, and the way Mappa animated the scene was godlike. Whoever storyboarded
Immaculate,
it
bro.
and was in charge of the cinematography, they were in their
Immaculate.
bag. Mappa, please pay them. This scene
The fact that they focused on the baby and they gave it color, like there was a immaculate, bro. Like they really um turned off the screams of the people and focused on the scream on the scream of the baby of the cry of the baby. Like you cannot tell me that that ain't immaculate, bro. And the scene where the people are like passing the baby around just for it not to fall off the edge, them sacrificing them. Oh my, bro, bro, that was crazy, bro.
you know, a black and white movie about depicting genocide, and the only color in the entire movie coming off of a little girl with a red coat. A leaf in
Oh,
a baseball changes Zeke's entire outlook and philosophy on life. Okay, they blow up the founding titan, and we get one of the most funniest moments, and not funny in a good way. Not funny in a good way. We get this panel animated, and if you think about it, it's just strange. Like when it's come out in the manga,
no, 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 no. Like the manga panel, it doesn't hit the same. But the anime version, though, ah, the aura this nigga had, bro, like Armin, that was tough as fuck, bro.
panel was out of place. You'd find it in Naruto or Bleach or Demon Slayer. Armin and the Titans are literally posing in the aftermath of a genocide. And the aftermath, not even aftermath of a battle, in the middle of a battle. And when this came out in the manga, the defenders of this panel were saying, no, they're not actually posing. It's just a panel that Isayama drew. But literally, before this shot, we get a faraway shot of them literally posing in the same exact positions. So it's like, what the hell's going on?
I mean,
Why
they
are
got
they
an aura
posing?
farm,
And
like
who are they posing for? Is Isayama breaking the fourth wall? That is the only explanation for this. And
that's
you
crazy.
know, that would also kind of give credence to the ending being bad. Because the whole Eren fourth wall breaking, lying in his own inner monologue. If you know, you know. So I don't know, maybe the master of foreshadowing was already foreshadowing the downfall of his main character. Isayama, you are the greatest. I kneel. Eren
Nah,
comes
facts
back
though.
after the scouts thought they killed him, ended the rumbling, and saved the world. So it begs the question, why did he come back? He could have stayed hidden or gotten away in the confusion and smoke and whatnot, but he decides to transform again and wreak havoc again. And it's like, why? His plan, if you want to call it that, as we learn later on, was to make the scouts, the alliance, into heroes by forcing them to kill Eren and stop the rumbling. And that was done by Armin blowing up the founder. But he decides to come back for more. And for what exactly? Oh, I remember, because Mikasa had to cut his head off so that the founder Ymir can be free of her curse. And it had to be like that because, well, actually, yeah. Just because. The hallucinogenia farts.
Bro, just because, bro. I, if I remember correctly, they explained it on why Mikasa had to cut Eren's head off. I'm not saying that if you critique it, I have a problem with you, but it's not like they didn't like explain it per se. So I'm not understanding this. Well, like just for it, like I don't really understand that, bro. But hey, uh, let's get into the video, bro. Let me just hear your honest thoughts and
And his
shit.
gas turns everyone into a titan. And I like the way this was done. It was great. A nice moment with John and Connie. And then we cut to Mikasa's sexual fantasy with Eren. And this is where the animation started looking off. And the character models started looking very off. It's almost like the animators at Mappa were like, hey, yeah, boys, we're getting to the garbage ending of AOT. And this is where it starts. So
Come
let's
on,
reflect
bro.
that in our work. Again, very meta from Mappa, innovative, and industry
Nah, that's
changing.
gotta be
Eren
kept,
in the
bro.
scene literally looks like a titan. It's obvious that Isayama hates Eren, but damn, Mappa, you too? And I love how this is like Mikasa's fantasy getaway, wet dream with Eren. And Eren in the scene looks depressed the entire time. That's what happens when you choose Mikasa over Armin. So Mikasa decides she's going to cut off Eren's head. Eren is in the mouth, and this whole get into the mouth scene was gas. It was really
Not
cool,
facts.
it was fun, and then we get the most iconic scene in the history of fiction. Mikasa kissing a decapitated head. And yeah, it's funny because even in the dream, the head is also decapitated. We then officially get chapter 139 animated. And this is where the propaganda, reverse psychology, damage control, revisionism begins. Aaron and Armin
Okay, I never noticed that in the dream his head is also cut off. So in other words, Mikasa used that axe to cut Aaron's head off. So in other words, like those scenes are kind of like the dream and like reality, like they kind of like link. Okay, now that's crazy. Now that's crazy. Like this is what I love about AOT. I'm just like finding out new things, and if y'all like remember like the symbolism on um the mantis, like the female mantis cutting the male's head off, and Mikasa always saying that throughout, like from the first season until now. That's tough. Like I fuck with that writing, bro.
they go see the lava. And I love Aaron's face right here. Because he's basically like, yeah, you're screwed, lol. Almost like he realizes he's pulling an elaborate prank on Armin and the Alliance.
No, for
And at
real
any
though.
moment, the camera crew is about to come out. We find out the Founder Ymir was actually in love with her S-Ayer and torturer. Yeah,
This I never understood this. I never understood. Okay. Let me not crash out. Let me not crash out. But I never understood this, bro. So you're telling me Ymir was in love with the same nigga that tried to kill her, bro. She gained immense power, bro. She could have just flattened and freed her people. Are you telling me she fell in love with this nigga? The same nigga that had tongue? What? Okay, you know what? I don't know, bro. But this part, bro, about her, it never set right with me. And like I never understood it. I see Mikasa's obsession with Eren, right? But her though, hey,
find out she's in love with her S-Ayer and torturer. And apparently Mikasa is the one who will break her curse. Why? Well, no one knows. Only Ymir does. Eren admits to dragging his friends into a global genocidal conflict, not knowing if they'd survive. And remember, the same dear friends that Eren almost came close to killing multiple times are the same friends that he supposedly wanted to live long and happy lives. Eren admits to killing his own mom. And this is where we get the complete destruction of Eren's character. And if his character was
okay. I saw people say, okay, it was mostly comments. So they were saying that Eren killing her mother made no sense, which got me thinking. Like after watching all of like AOT and shit, like in that moment when Eren saw his mom get eaten by a titan, that's where he got the resolve to wipe out every titan. Though. Like he basically gave himself character development and shit. So he should have done it in a different way. Is that what people are saying or something? I don't.
ruined? Well, this next scene is what did it. Armin punches Eren and taunts Eren. And talking about animation taking a left turn, this scene is a complete tonal shift of what was going on. We went from talking about serious stuff to Armin taunting Eren about Mikasa finding another man, as if this is a romantic comedy. And then we finally get the worst moment ever, where Eren cries because he didn't want Mikasa finding another man. And oh my god, this scene is finally animated. And it's like, what am I watching? Is this Euphoria? Is this 13 Reasons Why? Is this Gossip Girl? Is this Riverdale? This is straight out of a 2007 CW show. I was legit laughing while watching this. When I read the scene in the manga for the first time, I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I was reading. But sitting
Yeah,
back
I
and
cannot.
watching
I,
this
I
scene
cannot defend my boy
was
Eren with that, bro.
incredibly hilarious. The animation, the voice acting, this actually looks fan made. This entire scene is completely tone deaf. Keep in mind, this entire dreamscape with Eren and Armin is happening in real time in the episode before this one, final chapter, special one, when Armin's talking on the boat with Annie. Do you know what's also going on at the same time as this scene? A genocide of 80% of humanity. So while Eren is crying because he won't be able to be with Mikasa, he's actively killing billions of people. Wow. And this is where Mappa's trickery and damage control comes into work. It's nasty.
So you're telling me that Eren did all that just because he didn't want another man being with Mikasa? My God, like didn't the outside world declare war on Paradise or something? Like didn't like the king of Paradise like warn the outside world if they mess with Paradise, they're gonna he's gonna do something about it. Now they fucked around and found, and now they're finding out and shit. So in a bad way, like Aaron's thing is a different thing, bro. The rumbling, it's his own thing and shit. Like it's its own thing and shit. They fucked around, and now they're finding out. So how can you blame Aaron for saying Loki? I don't wanna, you know, but I've been pushed to do this and shit. My guy, like, come on, bro.
If you ask me. This entire scene and all the dialogue is completely new and not from the manga. In the manga, Eren is upset that he won't be forgiven, which is why he gives up. In the manga, Eren says that even if he didn't know that the Alliance would have stopped him, he still would have flattened the entire world. What? And none of that is included in this scene. It's completely written out. And why? Because Mappa and possibly Sayama, depending on the talks they had, realized that the ending of Attack on Titan is garbage, in large part for this entire scene with Eren and Armin. So they had to completely rehaul everything. And when Eren gets asked by Armin, why did he do it? Why did he commit mass genocide? Eren says, I don't know why I did it. I basically just felt like doing it. And Eren, in a moment of self-reflection, says, oops, I did all this because I'm an idiot. What? This entire conversation is completely different to what it was in the manga. There is no, oh, next time we see each other, we'll be killing each other. There is no Armin thanking Eren for becoming a mass murderer. Mappa completely redid it. Anime onlys, do not get fooled by what just happened. What Mappa did, especially in this moment of Eren calling himself an idiot, is what I and many people have been saying since the final chapter first came out. Eren is an idiot and had no idea what he was doing. His plan sucks. He tried pulling a Lelouch with the Zero Requiem, but instead, Eren pulled the Zero IQ Requiem. But the other
ALT revolves around everybody being a slave to something. He was a slave to freedom, and y'all just gonna take that shit away from the story? What are we talking about, bro? Like, generally, like, what are we talking about? At least he admits that he's an idiot being a slave to freedom. Oh my god, come on, bro. Okay, you know what? I'm not trying to crash out, but I understand this is your critique, bro. I respect your critique. I respect your critique. I respect everybody's critique about AOT. I'm not trying to get heated on and shit, you know. And I'm not trying to convince anyone that AOT's ending is good. Everybody has their like own, you know, say on it and shit. So
the ending defenders, tried saying that no, Eren is actually very smart, his plan worked, and there's nothing wrong with it. But no, thank you to Mappa, and this is me saying thank you to Mappa, because they're saying blatantly that Eren is an idiot. And the reason I call this reverse psychology, even though I'm using the term wrong, whatever, is because anime onlys are going to see this. They're going to see Eren literally call himself an idiot. Eren himself saying that he has no idea why he did all this. Eren saying that he got all his friends dragged into possibly dying. And anime onlys are going to think, well, because Eren admitted all these things and called himself an idiot, that must mean this is actually good writing. And no, it's not. Do not be tricked by what Mappa's trying to do. Mappa is trying to do damage control of the worst ending in fiction by changing
I
the
mean,
entire scene
if
and
Mappa
large
changed
sections
it,
of dialogue. in an attempt
I don't
to
ever
save
saying that
things. In an
in terms
attempt
of writing it.
to make it seem not so bad. Like I said at the beginning, it's smart what they did. They did this for anime onlys. It's smart, but once you realize what they did and why they did it, it'll all make sense. Like I said, Mappa changing all of this is undeniable proof that the ending of Attack on Titan is not good. It's bad. Why else would they completely change one of the most consequential moments of the entire series? Mappa, and whether or not Isayama was in the room, but they had internal discussions and said, yeah, the manga ending sucks. We need to do a complete overhaul of this entire section and try to save it, or at least make it coherent. And you know what? I admire them for trying to save it. But they actually made it worse by having Eren himself say, yeah, everything I did and the way it all turned out is because I'm an idiot. In response to why he did genocide, I've seen posts on Twitter already from people who love the manga ending. They defend it, right? And on Twitter, they're making these posts saying how they're glad that Mappa changed this scene and the dialogue. But hold on, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Why are these people saying they're glad Mappa changed this scene? When for the past 2 years they've been calling this scene, this moment, some of the greatest dialogue and character moments in fiction. Peak fiction is what they called it. But now they're glad that these moments were changed? It's kind of weird if you ask me. And you have to wonder why they're glad. In the past, I think Isayama multiple times for basically proving that the ending of Attack on Titan is bad. And now I want to say thank you, Mappa, for proving me and many others right that the ending of Attack on Titan is bad. But on another note, if Mappa really wanted to save this ending, they would have had an Armin and Eren kiss. Seriously, I'm 100% serious.
Ah, nah, hell nah, bro. Hell nah. You was with me explaining all that, like on how Mappa changed, like the ending from the manga and shit. But you're telling me he could have made things better if Eren and Armin kissed? Like what are we talking about? Like I don't remember AOT having a BL genre and shit. Okay, okay. It's your critique, my guy. So do you, bro?
In this moment, if Eren and Armin kissed, it would have made the ending better. Would it have made it good? No, but it would have been better. Plus, it makes more sense for Eren and Armin to kiss over Eren and
Nah,
Mikasa kissing, since Eren
nah.
had a way better relationship with Armin than whatever he had with Mikasa. So yeah, Armin wakes up and Mikasa is holding Eren's head as if she's cradling a baby. No, this isn't a parody. No, this isn't a spoof. No, this isn't a fan-made animation on YouTube. No, this isn't Saturday Night Live or Key and Peele. This is an actual shot in Attack on Titan's finale. Mika says that nobody's gonna allow Eren to have a proper burial. Boo hoo. Again, completely tone deaf. Yeah, Mikasa, how dare people not want to have an 80% world genocidal maniac have a proper burial? Mikasa sucks. So apparently she takes Eren's head, holding his head, all the way back to Paradis. And remember, this is across a vast body of water, miles and miles and continents away. But we're supposed to believe that Mikasa, the greatest female character ever in fiction, carried his head and walked all the way back to
I mean,
Paradis.
she could do it.
Wow.
She's Mikasa, bro.
Historia, who I legit forgot existed, is back, and she's reading out a letter that she wrote to the Alliance, in which she says that the conflict between the world and Paradis is going on, and will go on until one defeats the other. In the manga, it's more clear that the conflict never ended, and in the episode, Mappa changed some words, but it's still the same idea. This conflict isn't done, it's not over, it's not finished. And the way Historia talks about Eren is funny because you can tell that she absolutely hates Eren. Look at the situation Eren left him in. He literally left him in the same, if not worse spot, minus billions of people. Like, look at the way the Alliance talks about the situation Eren put them in. And this isn't no, oh, Eren, ha ha ha, nice prank, bro, you got us good. No, they're literally discussing the possibility that they might die because of what Eren left him to do. Armin gives a I have a dream speech, but Martin Luther King did it better. And we're supposed to believe that this conflict between Paradis and the
Okay, that
outside
was
world
funny.
will magically disappear because Falco and Gabby are planting trees and Levi is given a candy.
Okay, if you think about it, the world declared war on Paradise. They fucked around, and now they are finding out the hard way. They found out the hard way and shit. And Eren, prior to season 1, is gonna wipe out all the Titan existing. He did actually. He did save his friends and shit. Did he not? If you think about it, Eren basically gave Paradise like like a lead in like in all of this, bro. Like 3 to 3 to 0, bro. 3 to 0. Paradise 3, the world 0. And you're telling me at the end, bro, Paradise failed? Like genuinely asking, bro. They had the lead. Like I know it's been like over years, maybe like 100 or something. I don't know, but like Aaron did what he said he was gonna do. So I don't understand the blame falling to Aaron because either way, the outside world was like trying to invade Paradise. Like they wanted like the resources and shit. It was inevitable. But Aaron said, you know what? If I'm gonna go out and shit, you know, I'm just gonna show y'all that. Hold on, like Paradise got this shit. Like that, like the king. They said y'all gonna find out. He was not playing and shit. But hey, you do you, bro.
Mikasa is at Aaron's grave, crying, like she's probably been doing every day for the past 3 years. And I shit you not, a bird that I guess is supposed to be the reincarnation of Aaron, or the reincarnation of his love, swoops down and wraps her scarf around her in a moment of symbolism. Again, this isn't a parody, or a spoof, or fan animation,
Bro,
SNL,
the
or
bird
Cute
Aaron
Girl.
memes,
This is
bro.
an actual moment from the ending of Attack on
They're
Titan.
going
We then
crazy.
in the credits get another moment of Mappa doing damage control, revisionism, by making the destruction of parody seem like it's 1,000 years in the future. So as to say, the conflict depicted here has absolutely nothing to do with the old age conflict between the outside world and parody and Aaron's, I don't know, massacring 80% of humanity. Again, damage control, revisionism. In the 8 extra pages in the manga, when parody gets destroyed, it's like 60 to 100 years in the future since Mikasa's death, and we all know why Parody got destroyed. But Mappa and Isayama tried fixing the ending, but in doing so, they basically admitted that the ending of Attack on Titan is horrible. But that's not all, folks. In case Isayama needs more funding for his sauna or the jacuzzi place that he wants to build, he can always make Attack on Titan Part 2, Baron, Shingeki, Next Generations. Now, for the simple and easy explanation as to why this ending is worse than Game of Thrones' ending, is because I can go back and rewatch seasons 1 through 6 of Game of Thrones, and I can still be emotionally involved with the characters and captivated by the story and the writing. Even though the ending of Game of Thrones ruined every single character, I can still go back and get engaged with Daenerys becoming Khaleesi and the Mother of Dragons. I can still be engaged with Jon Snow's journey. I can still be enthralled by Tyrion's amazing character writing and the situations he's put through. I can still fall in love with Ned Stark, even while knowing he'll die in episode 9. And the same goes for Cersei, Jaime, Tywin, Varys, and Littlefinger. But I can't do that with Attack on Titan. And the reason I can't do that with AOT is because the ending of AOT ruins the entire show, the entire story. I can't go back and watch or read the first chapter or first episode and seeing Aaron's mom get eaten. And in the second episode, seeing that become Aaron's motivation for getting revenge or wanting to destroy the Titans without going, wow, none of this matters because Aaron killed his own mom. None of this matters because Aaron at the end will say, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I was doing. I just did it because I felt like I wanted to. Throughout the whole anime and manga, every time Aaron says, gotta keep moving forward, gotta keep moving forward, Tatakai, Tatakai. Well, none of that matters because what Aaron actually meant is that he's gonna keep moving forward to get to the moment where Mikasa cuts his head off. None of it matters because Parody gets destroyed. And that's why Attack on Titan has the worst ending in fiction because it literally
So we basically, yes, we as in me and you, bro. We we didn't see Aaron constantly change over time, especially after getting the Titan powers, bro. You're telling me that after kissing Historia's hand and seeing the like the past memories, we, like didn't we see this nigga like changing shit and turn into this? You're saying that you cannot go back and rewatch AOT because the ending ruined it. Okay, Aaron killed his mom. That was that was his motivation. He did all that shit, joined the scouts and all that. Found out that he has Titan powers. Nobody thought about it. Like, what's he? Oh, okay. This might be something big now. We knew Eren has Titan powers. We later find out there are more shifters. There are people who like shift and shit. We get into all that lore. We get them wanting to get Eren because he has the founding Titan. The founding Titan basically has the power to control other Titans and shit. So you're telling me you cannot get back into all of that shit? Then we found out that Eren realizes that he is stuck basically in a loop after seeing all the memories and shit. Like the way that you said it or the way that the video says it is like from the very first season Eren knew that he was doing this to himself and shit. That he was doing all of this leading up to this. Season one Eren didn't know any of this, bro. And I kid you not, I can safely say season two Eren didn't know any of this, bro. I can say season three, that's where Eren saw that like oh shit. Like now I understand why this is all happening and shit. So it's like you're using like the ending to say, nah, the first season, the second season doesn't matter. My guy, you're you're the same person who's saying you can go back and watch Game of Thrones season one to season six, right? Seven, and fall in love with the characters. You can basically do the same thing with LT, bro. Like literally, you can do that with most animes because you don't highlight like the last season that ruins um your series, Game of Thrones. And shit. But hey, that is my take though. All right, I'm critiquing. I'm just saying that you can rewatch AOT as many times. But if you don't want to watch the ending, just don't watch it. That's just what I'm saying. But we are not gonna discredit all the law, the story, the writing that we've had in the past seasons. We're not gonna do that, bro.
Retcons the entire story and Aaron's character from episode 1, from chapter 1. Guys, this ending is without a doubt terrible. Mappa passively admits to it by changing entire scenes and dialogue. This episode was for the most part animated really well, pretty to look at. The action was fun, some nice moments with Levi. And honestly, I'm glad AOT is over because, well, hopefully, the animators at Mappa can get some much needed rest because they really do need rest. Once again, this was sort of an overview of the final episode of Attack on Titan. What were your thoughts on the finale? Did you think it was great? Did you hate it? What was the best moment? And what was the worst moment? It's good.
Me personally, I think the ending of AOT was done right. It was good. AOT's ending was good for me though. For me though, it was good because it just finalized the whole story itself and what it was all leading up to. Like all of these new introductions in the earlier seasons, building up to season four. The ending kind of like covered all that shit and shit. So this is why I say it's good. But if you want me to go like in depth and do an analysis on why I think that AOT's ending is actually good, just comment down below, and say yeah, I will need that deep analysis and shit. But me personally, I think the ending was good. I don't have a problem with you critiquing some things because I also have like some things like a little bit of things that I say, But in overall, it was a good ending. Though. For me though, it was just a good ending.